All right, today's the day, guys.
Yes,
You're all here for a reason. I ain't doing this just for social media. I'm looking for actual freaking business partners, all right? I wanna walk out of here today with people that'll have cash flowing business ideas that will be my business partner, all right? Anyone that comes in, now we didn't tell them this, anyone that comes in that just wants money from me and I can't help them with my business acumen, my business expertise, or my network or resources, I'm not gonna partner with them, all right? Eric, me and you have been friends on social media for a while, but I asked you to come here, man, because people are gonna be nervous walking in. They don't know what they're walking into. This is a big day for them, all right? So I want you out there doing your VIP nightlife skill set, buddy, making everyone feel comfortable.
Yeah,
all right,
no problem at all. I'm excited about it. Thank you.
Okay, good. I'm glad you came, man. Bree, you know the drill. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. You know, having a female on our team is rather than me and Frank just yelling in the face. And you know, Frank, we came up with this idea together, man.
Yes, sir.
And the production is, you know, this is top notch what we're doing here. But again, I want to make sure you're also a sounding board for me to walk out of this with actual business partners.
Definitely, we got your back. And you know, this is going to be very intimidating for them. So your role is going to be super important. John's the star, so I want them to completely not see him when they walk in. He's going to be sequestered into here. So, you know, Bree, your job is going to be kind of corralling a little bit, getting them comfortable as well as who you are. And then there'll be several stop points here. So you guys will, we'll all cue this up. And then when John's ready to roll, it's going to be no whole bars, not scripted. John is gonna, find his next partner.
Yeah. And guys, I'm not gonna try to one of the things out there. They're probably worried I'm gonna try to make fun of them or embarrass them or stuff. That's the last thing I want to do on this show. If it happens organically, it happens. But my goal is not to embarrass anyone here. I'm trying to showcase some Chicago future and current entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be exciting.
All right. Let's do it.
All
right, guys.
Left that big job in my 20s to become an entrepreneur. Everyone said I would fail, but I got winner in my core. Sold my company to private equity and the money poured. I got millions times galore. Not bad for a kid from Schaumburg, right? 2,000% raise, 2,000% raise, 2,000% raise, 2,000 self-made, ballin' filthy paid. Gave myself a raise, left the naysayers amazed. When I went up, 2,000%, 2,000% raise, 2,000% raise, 2,000% raise. Self-made, ballin' filthy paid. Gave myself a raise.
All right, Matt. Let's have you come over to this room over here.
What's your dream outcome out of this meeting?
My dream outcome would be able to take my company nationwide and be the leader in the motorization industry.
See you, man. It's been a while, buddy. It's been a long while. So listen, man, I looked at a bunch of videos, a bunch of tapes, and I would have brought you in even if we didn't know each other before. All right. So I'm really curious about this. Now you're talking to a guy that when I moved in 2018, I moved from the Trump Tower downtown to Inverness, Illinois. And the house was already built, but the people that lived there never put any window treatments in.
Shame on that.
Well, and they took the screens out and everything. They wanted to be at one with nature kind of thing. And I never realized for a house as big as mine, the cost associated with putting motorized window treatments throughout. And it was a big expense.
I got into the industry in 2004, and I was introduced to motorization maybe around 2007. And from that point on, that's when I saw it as the next wave of the future. Well, we can take cord-operated product, and that's what we do, is we retrofit it. Like this blind here. Wow. Check this out, okay? This is cool. I motorized this last night. So this is a standard cord-operated blind. And so I motorized it so you can do lift and tilt. We are maybe one of a handful of companies throughout the entire United States that actually does something like this.
What besides capital would I be able to do to help you scale, if anything?
You have the business sense. You can see from what you have done and what you've accomplished, you know how to grow things. You know how to market things. You know how to get in front of people. And all of that stuff, I don't have.
This was awesome. So the next step's gonna look like this. I'm talking to you and a number of other people, as you saw in the waiting room today. And there's going to be a follow-up conversation between the two of us.
Awesome.
And you know, cross your fingers, pal.
I am.
Schomburg, baby.
You got that one right.
All right, here's what I liked about him, Frank. You know, he acknowledged his competitors. He didn't throw his competitors in the damn mud. You know, he said 3-Day Blinds is solid. He said the Shade Store is solid. He acknowledged that he also will market through interior designers. His integration with the home systems, he got to it before I even could. You know, the Elon system or the Control 4 system, the fact that he's able to retrofit string blinds and then have them work through an integrated system like that. So I'm controlling my movie theater, I'm controlling the stereo, the speakers by the pool. Now I could put my shades on there too. Also loved the fact that it doesn't sound like he needs capital from me. I mean, if he was going to partner with me on the business, I would probably need to buy in because he already has an existing business, but it doesn't sound like he actually would need that capital for what he's trying to accomplish. So this was productive.
My name is Mike Skula. And my business is an auto collision shop business.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, you too. Pleasure.
All you got to do is come to a 2,000% raise one of the dinners, and who knows, now we'll be business partners. Man.
That's it, man.
Well, listen, man. I looked over your video.
Yes.
I've been outspoken about this. I love blue collar industries.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. So what I'm pitching to you today is an auto repair shop.
Okay.
And I'm thinking of going into an existing business.
So we would go in and buy this
Yes,
existing business
yes.
that's for sale.
Yes.
You have a BizQuest thing here, so they're selling it for $450,000. We actually be buying. Do you feel like?
It's the actual company. It's the people. There's 8 production people, 6 production people, and 2 office people.
6 production people, 2 office
So
people.
that means
we're
painting.
buying all their equipment, I would imagine, as well.
Correct.
Right.
All the furniture, equipment, everything like that.
So the only way, just so you know, that I would ever buy a business like this, especially if it's because that equipment, it's $450,000 to buy it, and it's you don't own the real estate. It's $3,200 per month rent. So my biggest thing would be, okay, if the equipment in there ain't worth $450,000, I want to find out if there's repeat business, loyal customers
Right.
that we would be able to inherit that would keep that ship moving. So I wonder if this owner that's selling, I'm sure he wouldn't want to come work for you for 5 years, but I do wonder if he would be sticking around or even make it contingent on that business staying on the book, something with that purchase price. Okay, cool, man. I'm gonna look this over, bro, and I'll follow up with you, buddy.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming, man.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
man.
you, Mike.
Thank you,
All right,
brother.
man. Thanks, brother. You know, when I called Mike in here, man, I wasn't really sure if he owned the current place he was at or if he just ran it for someone else. So we got the answer there. He's got a good head on his shoulders, man, and I meant what I said. I'm not jumping into an industry like this without someone like him as my partner. He's got to do a little bit more diligence, but that's the value. That's the value of having me as a business partner. He didn't even know to ask those questions. Mike's definitely well versed on the industry. Yeah, we you know, I'm gonna think about this one.
My full name is Brian Patrick Swift. My business is called Swift Outdoor Accessible Recreation, SOAR, and we're hoping to grow this 501c3 nonprofit so that we can help other people, so that we can give them a purpose, give them inspiration, give them a reason to get up every day. That's the currency we deal with.
What's up, brother?
You do.
We finally meet in person.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if you'd remember.
Oh, what do you mean? I was on your radio show, brother.
You were.
You put me on your radio show when I was still just trying to come up, man. And it was guys like you that believed in me early with the social media stuff.
After talking with you on the show,
Yeah.
I knew you were on. Yeah, I knew you were on a path. It's just how vertical is that path going to be?
Yeah. Well, listen, man, we've talked on the surface about stuff over social media over the years. And by the way, I don't know why you're not viral yet. Like, so some of the shit you post, man, you call yourself the quad father,
Yes.
which is just a funny play on words.
I will do, and just to let people know that just because you're disabled doesn't mean it has to prevent you
Yeah.
from whatever, going out and thriving.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, man, in your submission video, you didn't once mention the fact that you're in a wheelchair. I mean, maybe you assumed that I knew, but you didn't make that your thing. So you got my attention when I hear about a nonprofit like that, Brian, and that was the biggest thing in your submission that I wanted to bring you in on.
So we started a nonprofit 8 years ago
Okay.
called SOAR, Swift Outdoor Accessible Recreation. It's a 501c3 nonprofit.
Okay.
What we do is help people get back outdoors. Why? Because outdoors is where healing happens. Insurance doesn't pay for it. That's where we come in.
Yeah.
You want to get out and start fishing again? We'll help you get an outside wheelchair. We'll help you get that electric fishing reel.
Yeah.
You have MS and you want to go out and ride bikes with your kids,
Yeah.
and you might not have $5,000 to buy a trike so that you could go outside and ride bikes with your kids.
Yeah.
That's where we come in.
Many people that are disabled are on fixed incomes as a result of their disability. So none of them have the extra $5,000.
No. Our currency is different.
Mm-hmm.
The currency I want to deal in is hope, inspiration, thriving. That's a currency we create.
Got it. I'll tell you what, man. As my social media has gotten more and more popular, I've done certain things, and I do it out of the goodness of my heart. But I've done a lot of things with law enforcement and the police that you might have seen. I also recently did something with
Gigi's Playhouse.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Down Syndrome Achievement Center, and these really neither of those are issues that are close to home. They're like, okay, I see that they're a good cause, and I'm doing that, but neither of those are really close to home. This one, Brian, would be close to home for me. So I think we could work something out. My producer told me I'm not allowed to make decisions at the table here, but I think we could work something out. So what I would like you to do is really think of, other than maybe just me helping a little bit financially, how do we spread the word about SOAR and what don't answer now, but how could I help serve that purpose? And let's plan on having a discussion on that. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, buddy.
Can I get your signature?
Yeah, sure can, man.
All right, that's guy. Obviously, I would love to help. You look at giving money to like the Salvation Army or Red Cross. That's awesome. Those are great causes, but it's a drop in the bucket. You find a charity that's doing big things, good things like that. That's only $50,000 currently, and you could find a way to raise maybe an additional $100,000 or $200,000. It really takes it from here to here from an elevation standpoint. So this is something I'm definitely going to explore.
My name is Abdullah Idas, better known as Draco, and I'll be pitching a legal drift pit near the city of Chicago.
Sure, man. Nice to meet you, brother. I learned something by watching your video. Yeah. I'm sitting here watching the audition tapes, and I'm like, this guy seems smart. He's kind of funny. I have no idea what the F he's talking about with a drift pit. Then the cameraman and the producers kind of all started laughing at me. I guess I'm old, man. but I know what it is now. Why don't you explain? Because I guarantee some of the audience doesn't know what it is if I didn't know.
Drift pit is just a big open lot where drifters can come and drift their car.
Drifters go. Okay, so in my research, okay, how old are you?
22.
Okay, so I'm using a term that people my age used to use. We used to call it doing donuts in the parking lot. Is that what drifting is?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically an area where you're allowed to do this.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Is it already happening elsewhere?
Yeah, in Florida and New York. It's everywhere. But Chicago's lacking it for sure.
Okay, and Chicago's got a problem right now with people doing it anyway, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right. So when you're seeing like those cars like going in circles and stuff with everything, yeah, and then it's on the news and shit. Like that's what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're saying though, just to educate me on the industry, you're saying that there's people out there that kind of think of themselves as drifters. This is not some 19-year-old that just wants to F around tonight on a Saturday. There's people that actually go around doing this.
Yeah.
And they make it like their persona. Hey, this is my thing. I'm a drifter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly that.
Okay. And what would the business model be that the cars pay to be there?
Yeah, so entry fee for spectators will probably be like 20. Media will be maybe 35.
Okay.
30. And then drifters will be probably like $50, $60. And you buy a ticket every single day you come. We can offer monthly, annual subscriptions. But every weekend I see 2,000 potential customers. The words can only do so much. That's when we come in and take initiative. So
I like it, brother. I like it. All right, man. We're gonna review everything, and I'll be back in touch. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thanks
Nice
for
to
coming
meet
in. You know, I guess when I look at it in totality, it's not any different than like a go-kart track or something, just with real cars. I feel like as a public safety thing, the city should probably be doing this versus the private sector. Just don't know if it's me. I got to think a little bit more about this one though.
I am Jordan Melody from Chicago, Illinois, and my idea is to build a betting platform for gamers.
So listen, Jordan, I wanted to bring you in, man. I think your business idea is interesting, and I know you come from a family that's had successful businesses. So I was a little surprised when what your pitch was has nothing really to do with your family business. Because you guys are in the clothing business,
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's not the clothing business. What kind of business is it?
Not the clothing business. So I know you're into the betting industry. I am as well.
Yep.
I want to create a platform where gamers can bet against each other. So kind of make a secure platform for people to be able to find each other online, create a match, and we take 10% just like the house would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So give me an example though. So what would it look like?
So if you and I wanted to play a game of Madden, I would send you an invite. I would say, hey, let's play for $10. We both put in $11.
Mm-hmm.
House takes 2. You beat me, you get paid out the $20,
Mm-hmm.
and then keep records and things of that nature.
And this app or this platform would sit on top of another platform, like
It would be
like
its own.
Twitch?
It would be its own app, and then it would stream through Twitch.
Any idea how much you think this is going to cost to build?
I'm thinking around 50 grand for the app itself.
Okay.
I know this is a lot of heavy lifting, and so you and I have had a conversation about this. So I don't think this is the platform for I think you're going to say no if we do it this way. so here's what I'm proposing. Okay. I want to do a marketing event as like a pilot program.
Okay.
And I want to reach out and connect with the top streamers on Twitch, have them market it to their followers.
Yeah. I like that idea.
Yes.
I like that idea a lot, actually. The other thing that we'd want to look into too is what the gambling laws are, if you're allowed to do this or not.
We got to do it in Australia or Canada.
Okay. All right, Jordan's one of those guys that I would love to work with. I don't think, well, we'll see. I got to digest this a little bit further, but I'm gun shy for a couple reasons. One of the reasons being it might be illegal. It's one of the reasons. App development, yeah, that's 40 or 50 grand, just like Jordan said. Building the app's not the expensive part. Getting people to actually use the app is the expensive part. And unfortunately, posting on Instagram or putting on your story on Instagram ain't it. People think it's a lot more powerful than it actually is. So I got to think more about this. Like I said, Jordan's somebody I would like to do business with. It is a good idea. Going to contemplate this one.
My name is Mike Kavanaugh, and the name of my business is Sete, and it is a startup venture accelerator.
My man, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Good.
Thanks for coming, Mike.
Thanks for having me.
As far as your business idea is concerned, I want you to kind of hash it out and explain it a little bit more to me. You're the kind of guy I'd like to do business with. I don't fully understand exactly what you're trying to do. It sounds like maybe an incubator.
Yeah, incubator, startup accelerator. It's called Sete, and we're basically curating a community that will support early stage entrepreneurs.
Okay.
In an affinity group.
So how does this work from a business standpoint? So what would be my role in this?
I think ground floor, having you involved from the mentorship connectivity thing.
Oh, I see.
You've got a great
Yeah.
network on Instagram helping us promote it.
I think I would be a huge help in that. So you're saying and trying to rally founders to come in under us. We're not raising money. The money's already there.
Right.
So this is to get the founders to come participate in what's already built.
Correct.
I mean, it would be cool, right? If we were part of this thing where that founder out there trying to raise more money, whatever our group's called, so-and-so with Mike Kavanaugh and John Cerasani put money in. I mean, there is something to that from a notoriety standpoint, especially here in Chicago, that I think could have some legs to it. So, Mike, what I want to do now is just really think about this conversation, man, and I'll be back in touch. So,
It's awesome.
Thanks for coming in,
John.
brother.
Yes.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
Yeah, man. See, that's exactly why I took that meeting right there. I wasn't really sure what he was going to present. All I know about him is that he's a smart guy. He's been around the block. He asked me to be on his podcast once. I looked into a little bit of history on him. A guy I wouldn't mind doing business with, especially considering that they don't need me for the capital piece of it. If you listen closely to what he said, he was looking for my Instagram platform and also my experience in employee benefits, which really makes this something I want to consider.
Come on.
Brian Cipollino is my name. The business I'm pitching today is a peer-to-peer marketplace. I get it. The gig economy's dead, but I've got an idea that will essentially allow people to truly make money in that economy.
Well, listen, man, I was looking at your video a couple times, and I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Because you're saying you don't need capital for this idea, and it sounds like you're looking for this idea also to replace your W-2 salary that you've had, and I'll give you a chance to correct me. So I can't decide if this is like a hobby or an actual business here, buddy.
Now, I mean, great question. It's a business, but also it's not a business that I need to start tomorrow.
It sounds like what you're trying to do, though, is create an alternative where, hey, not everyone's in it to be a billionaire. Hey, you got a damn good recipe. You're already packaging this damn thing. Let me sell it online, or are we selling actual products or recipes?
Products.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So walk me through what that looks like.
Recently, the cottage food programs have launched, and there's some laws that took place recently that make it very easy for somebody to work out of their home on truly their schedule, set their price terms, determine exactly how much profit they're going to make.
Okay,
that's what this is.
What would be your business model and how you're going to make money?
Commission, 8 to 10%.
8 to 10%.
Standard. That's the same way.
Gotcha. And what kind of platform are you using to build it out? Are you using like Shopify or?
Shopify.
You are? Okay.
Yep.
All right, man. Something to think about, brother.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you coming in, pal.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks, dog.
Absolutely.
Brian's a good dude. I mean, he made the comparison very well to Etsy. I think what he's going to run into, though, as this thing goes, is that there is going to need to be a capital infusion. Me posting about this on Instagram and him building a two-way marketplace with Shopify and just existing. It's getting people to use sites like this. So this is something I'm gonna have to look into. A lot of things that give me pause at the moment, and I never use that phrase because it's lame.
Come on.
All right, things are gonna get lost in the shuffle here if I don't start making some decisions. So I'm gonna pause and kind of regroup. I want to bring in my producer, Frank, if you want to join. I'm always on camera by myself, Frank, and people said, John, you don't have any friends. And apparently only ones that I hire. So thank you, my friend. I'm just going to talk out loud on these things, man. And this is unscripted. I'll just give you my thoughts.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So let's start off here with Brian Swift, the gentleman, the quad father.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to do business with this guy. I'm definitely going to support his nonprofit. It's something close to my heart. I don't think it makes sense to bring in Brian for this last stage of interviews because I think we kind of already captured what we're looking at together.
Yeah, I think great story. Obviously, there's a lot of play there, but I don't know if business-wise it makes sense for you.
All right.
What do you think about Drago?
Okay, Draco. I learned some shit from him, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I learned some stuff. I think the only way to make money on a deal like this is not from the ticket prices. It would be from the sponsorships associated with it that go for the gearheads. And I certainly don't have the infrastructure for that, and he didn't even bring it up. So he doesn't, or I'm going to assume he doesn't. I can't be giving him the roadmap on how to make this business work. So Jordan, love this guy. I'm in too many early stage tech startups currently, including a couple gambling apps, which are on a different side of the hemisphere than what he's doing.
Can we just put him over here?
Jordan, I will go out with you for drinks any day of the week. And actually, I would actually talk through this. But here's the thing with this kind of business plan. I'm looking, Frank, for cash flowing businesses. I'm looking for mailbox money. This is an early stage venture capital deal. Let's talk about this guy.
Your buddy from Schaumburg.
Matthew Candle. He nailed it on that. When's the last time we had a conversation? It's probably like when we were 12.
Did you pick on him or anything?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna invite Matt in for sure, and we're gonna have to dive into some shit, man, because we're gonna have to look at numbers. We didn't really get into his EBITDA, his profits, his gross costs. I do like what he said with my business acumen. I think he was probably pulling at my heartstrings a little bit there with flattering me. Let's talk about this guy.
Who's that?
Mike Z. Mike Z. I like this guy a lot.
I like him too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He's just a likable, real guy, but doesn't
Yeah.
sound like you're interested.
He would have had a better chance of me wanting to do business with him if he wanted to start this thing on the ground up.
Down to 2.
Yeah, down to 2 more. So we got Matthew coming in only so far out of these groups, huh? All right. This is Brian. I like Brian. I'm not going to lie. I like him. I don't see this as a big business. And the only way to make it a big business, though, would be to dump a shitload of capital in there.
Right.
And I think my intuition is he does not have experience in raising capital. I just don't see this business as one that I'd want to put the time and effort into. Mike Cavanaugh.
I like Mike.
I mean, talk about a guy coming in saying all the right damn things. Freaking talks about we already have the money raised. We need your network. We need you to help promote this thing. And he's the first person that talked about my employee benefits and insurance background.
So final pick is going to be
Mike Cavanaugh and Matthew Candle.
Left that big job in my 20s to become an entrepreneur. Everyone said I would fail, but I got winner in my core. Sold my company to private equity and the money poured. I got millions times galore.
Not bad for a kid from Schaumburg, right?
2,000% raise, 2,000% raise, 2,000% raise, 2,000 self-made, ballin' filthy paid. Gave myself a raise, left the naysayers